everyone. Welcome to our tour of the Stony Brook University School of Communication and Journalism. My name is Erica Karp, and I coordinate recruitment and outreach for the school. And I'm joined today by my colleague, Feltier, who's our production supervisor. And we are going to give you a little bit of a tour. Really, Phil is down in our newsroom right now, and he's going to provide you a little bit of a tour of our spaces here today, our facilities where you'll be working from and producing some amazing content. So I hope that we'll be able to show you these spaces in person soon, but we wanted to give you this opportunity to check them out and hopefully get you excited about the opportunities here at Stony Brook. So Phil, you want to take it away?
All right, great. Thank you so much, Erica. I really appreciate the opportunity here to show all of you what we've been able to build here over at the School of Communication and Journalism. I'm really proud of the facilities that we have here. So I'm really eager to take a deep dive in and show you what we have to offer you when you come to our school. All right, so right now I'm in what we affectionately call the newsroom. It is a computer classroom that has 40 Mac workstation with all the software that you would need to complete your multimedia projects. Let me go ahead and I'm going to switch the camera around so I could show you it a little bit better. So give me a quick second here. Let me go to camera and I'm going to switch it from front to back. Okay. And here we go. So right now, this is the School Communication and Journalism top floor of our newsroom. It is a computer classroom that right now is COVID friendly, so we had to eliminate about half the workstations. Our hope is that once the fall starts, we can add more workstations back to the space. Normally this has about, let's say 6, 10, 14, about 18 workstations upstairs. Right now we're up to 9 to kind of make sure it's all safe for everybody. And at each workstation is all the software you need, from Premiere, After Effects, Photoshop, to all the office programs. And we also have high-speed gigabit Ethernet in here as well. It's all fiber connected. Let me kind of walk around a little bit so you can kind of get a lay of the land here. Also, whenever you log into one of our newsroom computers, it truly does become your own, because we administer our own network exclusively for the School of Communication and Journalism majors and minors. So when you log on to one of our computers, it becomes your own with all of your material on it, because everything is saved to a shared storage system. It basically, in layman's terms, it means that when you load your computer, the material that you've saved on it is already on there for you to use, no matter which workstation you use. So that's some of the workstations upstairs. We have a sitting area as well here for some meeting workspace. We give you kind of more of a wide shot here of everything that we have to offer here on the upper level. And I'm saying upper level because we actually have 2 levels to this newsroom. So let me go ahead and I'll walk you through downstairs. As you can see, right here, we're located right on the main area here for the campus. So it's a great view that we have here in the newsroom as well. And I'm going to go ahead and walk downstairs, where we're going to have more workstations. So we can have 2 classes being conducted here. Again, here's our lower newsroom space. Normally, this would be a conference table, but again, we're trying to be COVID safe here, so we added 2 workstations so we could fit more students in here for in-person classes. Normally, we have about 16 to be able to sit downstairs, as well as another presentation, instructional space as well, and lockers to keep all of your equipment. And I'm going to go ahead and switch the camera back to me. Give me 1 second, please. Front. Okay. So what I'd like to tell you is that we have all the gear you need in order to make your projects. So we have our own equipment room that has the latest equipment you would need in order to go ahead and tell your story. We have things like DSLR, mirrorless DSLR, Pro Video, And even something that I'm actually using right now for my smartphone gimbals and smartphone technology. So you could use your smartphone as well as the professional video cameras, depending upon the story you want to tell. You also have, an array of lights and audio equipment and audio recorders. So you can pick and choose what you need to do to tell your story right. And we have all of that for you right here. So that's kind of a quick little tour of the newsroom. In a quick minute or so, excuse me there, let's get rid of that notification. I'm on a phone, so it takes a couple of seconds. So in a quick second or two, I'm going to go ahead to our studio and show you what we have over there to continue your education.
Yeah, Phil, before you depart for the studio, can you tell us a little bit about some of well, first of all, this space is open for our majors, right? So this is a workspace and a classroom space, and it's open 24/7 for them, right?
Yeah, that's great. I'm glad you brought it up. Thank you, Erica. This is for the exclusive use for our School of Communication and Journalism majors and minors. And when we're back to normal, which we hope to have this fall, you would have 24/7 access to this space to complete your projects. So all you would use is your key card, and that gets you into the space to go and use the equipment and the computers that we have here for all of our newsroom classes. So again, it's not something that's open to the general campus. It's exclusively just for the School of Communication and Journalism majors and minors who have a newsroom class. So it's a great point you bring up. Thank you.
And it really is a wonderful space. It's a lot of fun. Our students really enjoy using it to complete their work, and they'll be in there at all hours of the day working on deadlines. So it's one of my favorite spaces on campus, definitely. So we will let Phil head over to our TV studio, and I'll tell everyone a little bit more about our school. So Phil, we'll see you in a minute or two, okay?
Sounds great. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay, so let me just share my screen. Okay, so you should be able to see this slide now. So a little bit about our school. So we have been around since 2006, and we have been training the next generation of journalists and media professionals since we were founded. We were founded as the Stony Brook University School of Journalism. And you may have noticed that we were recently renamed the School of Communication and Journalism. And this is really allowing us to pursue some other, or helping our students pursue some other opportunities and different programs. So we're really excited to be introducing some additional academic programs to our students. So at the undergraduate level, we of course offer a journalism degree, so a Bachelor's of Arts in Journalism. We also have a minor in journalism, and we're really excited to be able to announce that we have received approval to offer a mass communication degree. So this is another major that you can pursue at Stony Brook. So this is a BS, and it's also a minor. So if anyone's interested in minoring in this subject, another great opportunity. And then we'll also be offering, in collaboration with the College of Business at Stony Brook, a communication and innovation minor. So more information will be available soon about that minor option. As far as graduate programming, in case you're interested, we have a science communication master's as well as 2 graduate certificates, so you can learn more about those online. As far as the science communication degree, we work really closely with our colleagues at the Alan Alda Center for Communicating Science. Some of you may be familiar with that name, Alan Alda. He is a famous actor. He was in a TV show, MASH. That's what he's really well known for. But they're really working with scientists to help them become better communicators. I don't know if anyone has ever heard a scientist talk about their work or research and maybe had a little trouble understanding them. And our faculty are working with them to help them communicate their research, so someone like you and I who don't have a really in-depth understanding can understand their work. So life as a mass communication student, what will you be doing as a mass comm major at Stony Brook? So you'll be investigating how messages are created, shared, and incorporated into everyday life in society. You'll study real-world examples of mass communication, and you'll also conduct research to see what works and why. So we're really looking at messages that can inspire solutions and create change. And our students will be creating these messages using our Newsroom and TV Studio, so the spaces that you're seeing today. We're really excited to be launching this program, and we hope some of you will be interested in it for the fall. So our journalism students, they do it all. So they report, they write, they record audio, they shoot video and photos, they produce, they edit. We really want to train well-rounded journalists. So throughout the pandemic, they've still been doing this important work. So they have been writing and putting together some long-form narrative journalism pieces. So those of you who may be watching may be interested in like magazine writing or long-form journalism. So definitely check out Scenes from a Pandemic. Our students did a great job putting together and writing the stories for this website. They produced a podcast called The New Normal, which was really, really just an amazing podcast that really captured what everyone was going through this time. And our broadcasting students were more active than ever before. So they were out, they've been working in our TV studio last semester and this semester, and when things changed about a year ago and they went home, they were still doing work from their living rooms and their bedrooms. So we're really proud of all the work that our students have been doing. You can take advantage of some experiential learning opportunities and projects. Like this photograph is from when our students were embedded in the Pine Barrens, working on a project. You can also pursue some study abroad opportunities. So through our Journalism Without Walls trips, where you are sent overseas and you go and report from those overseas locations. So this is a photograph from when our students went back to Cuba the third time, I believe. They've also been to China. They have been to South Korea. They've been to Ecuador, Turkey. They've really been all across the world, a ton of really great opportunities for students. So I highly encourage you to check out our website to learn more about some of these opportunities. Now, I do see that Phil is back in our newsroom. So I will, let's see if we can get Phil back on our feed here. Okay. Hi, Phil.
Hello.
So I'll turn it back over to you. You made it.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Yes, it's just a couple of buildings away, so I appreciate that. It was a really great presentation, Erica. It goes over a lot of what we're offering here now at the School of Communication and Journalism, from new programs to programs we've been running for a little while now, too. So another part I wanted to introduce you to is, again, another pride and joy of mine, and that's our TV studio. It is a fully fledged, made in the model of broadcast studios you would see professionally for our own students to make their own news shows. And our program, you don't need to wait too long to be in a studio like this. You know, our 200 level classes start making newscasts. So you'll have a chance to, you know, dip your toe in the broadcast pond, if you will, and see if something you'd like to try and do. And we also have advanced classes later on if you want to take more of a deeper dive into this kind of programming. So again, why don't I flip the camera around and I'll give you a tour of it. So give me a quick second, please. So switch to the back camera. And then I'll go ahead and show you what we have here, okay? So this is what we affectionately call Studio B. This is the television studio, again, for the School of Communication and Journalism students. It's a little bit spaced out right now, again, you know, keeping it safe for COVID with safety protocols in place and safety zones indicated on the floor. But let me give you a showing of what we've got. So we have three camera setup that come complete with, if you could see there, teleprompter for the students to use. Our news desk to report on the news, as well as a screen behind them if we want to show a graphic or a weather map or things that can help aid in the story. And then we also have here the green screen, should we want to do a weather cast as well. So if you could go ahead and see, there I am right there. That's a live camera we have from our newsroom back onto the mall of the campus that comes in here, so we could go ahead and do as well weather casts as well as more traditional newscasts. Now, what's also nice about this studio is this feature here. It is a podcasting studio. So in here, you could go ahead and create your own podcast. Again, because of COVID, you can only be one person in here, but that won't stop our students from making podcasts, because this room can actually bring people in via Zoom or Skype or using a phone call. You could bring guests in so students can still go ahead and make podcasts in this space. But if you could see here, in normal circumstance, you could have up to 3 guests plus a host, and then also have somebody come in remotely with Skype or Zoom or through the phone as well to be part of your podcast as well. So we officially call this room Podcast to Go-Go. Sits inside our TV Studio B. And then down the hall here, we'll be bringing you over to our control room. But our first stop actually is right in here. This is actually an audio booth. So if you need to do any kind of audio recording or learn presentation, you can do that in here as well. Now, let me go ahead and bring you over to our control room. So let's get the lights on. Okay, here we are. So what's nice about this space is we actually have tiered seating, so we could do instruction as well as have a full-fledged control room for us to use. Okay, so you can see here we have our graphic system, which is known as ROS Expression. So students could go ahead and create graphics. Moving on down, we have our teleprompter. We also have our setup for our director of the show. And then we have our production switcher, which is a ROS Carbonite Ultra. And you can see over here, we can actually bring people in via Skype to be guests on the show. And then we also have more workstations. And of course, our multi-view that shows all the different sources and material that students could use to create their newscasts, from video stories to graphics. And again, bringing in guests by Skype. It's all here as if they were in a traditional studio. And let me go ahead and switch the camera back. Oops. Sorry, here to myself.
It really is an amazing space.
Oh, thank you very much. You know, what I pride myself a lot on this space is that we take our time and really research this space to see what is being used out there professionally. So we often even go to see where our graduates are working, regularly, to see what they're using and take what they're using and bring it into here so we could give our students that little bit more of a competitive edge in the workplace.
Yeah, to see how the studio has evolved, and it's constantly evolving as you bring in new technology. It's really cool to see. So Phil, just a question for you. Can you tell us a little bit about some of these special events and special projects that you work on? We do something called Roth Regatta Live some years, and we also do some live shows, correct?
Yeah, that's right. When everything's back to normal, what we like to do, we've done in the past, it's been quite successful, to do these kind of event broadcasts that could bring in people from all across the curriculum here at the School of Communication and Journalism to participate in a single live event show. What this does is it gives opportunity to students who are really vested in broadcast to really take a deep dive into it. And those who are maybe not in it, but not in that kind of a track, but like the opportunity to learn a little bit more, gives them an opportunity to work on it. Plus, it's a really great, building camaraderie, with your fellow students when you have like 40 people working together to create one singular event. So one of them is called Roth Regatta Live, which we do at the end of April. It's this very fun cardboard box boat race, which is wild that they do here on campus, that clubs and students and staff build these elaborate boats and they race it across this pond over in Roth Quad, which is called Roth Regatta. So we've made that into our own kind of sports show with play-by-play and replay and sideline interviews. And it's really a fun event that we work on, and it's really cool to do. We also, of course, do election coverage, where we would have people reporting from out in the field as well as people reporting in the studio. And I think that's also another thing to bring up too. We have technology here that we could send students out into the field and report live from the scene of where the news is and bring that report in to the studio as it's happening. So it's a real world experience that you could gain from our program as well too. So we, again, whatever it is that they offer in the professional world, we try to emulate here for you.
Yeah, I think Roth Regatta is, I think, my favorite campus tradition, and it's only become even more so my favorite campus tradition because of the live show that's done during that time. So it's a lot of fun. So I want to offer, give our viewers an opportunity to ask any questions that they have. If you would like to send them in a chat, please feel free. I also want to thank Christopher Ryan for being with us today. He introduced himself in the chat. Please keep in touch with any of us at Stony Brook, with Christopher or myself. I chatted our journalism email address. If you have any questions about the school, please follow up with us. But I'll give it a moment to see if anyone has any questions. I guess, Phil, what's something that you're looking forward to maybe in the next year or so? Is there anything that you're looking forward to doing with our students here at Stony Brook?
Sure, absolutely. I'm looking forward to kind of building off the momentum of what we've been doing actually the past year. It's been, for sure a challenging time to do in-person classes, but we've also been very productive as well. So the students are still able to get that immersive experience. We actually last semester, despite being in a pandemic, we actually had regular live newscasts every week by our advanced reporting class. Something actually we've been wanting to do for a while. And we did do that last semester, and it worked really, really well. So I'm looking forward to doing not only broadcasts from our studio, but doing some things that are live because broadcast news is live. So being able to give that more live experience, more as a weekly event, as opposed to something that's just something special, something I'm looking forward to integrating as well. Also looking forward to seeing the other technologies that are being used professionally. We're going to be bringing in here. Some things we're cooking up right now, with Newsroom computer systems that we're looking at too. We're always trying to evolve what we're doing. We don't want to stay stagnant with what we've got. We always want to see, okay, what other tips, tricks, experiences can we give our students that they can learn a lot from, and maybe give that a little bit of a competitive edge when they go into the workforce to see and get jobs, of course.
Wonderful. I'm looking forward to all of that as well. And once again, I just want to offer up to our viewers that, when we can have you on campus, and if you would like to take a tour of our newsroom or TV studio, please follow up with us because we can make sure that happens. We'll wrap up here, but we look forward to hearing from you. Again, thank you, Phil. Thank you, Christopher, for joining us today. And we hope to see you all very soon.
Yep. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.